Forget everything you have planned for the next 2 years. Cancel your goals, reconsider your priorities. Right now, at this very second, processes are being set in motion that will change your life beyond recognition. The world as you know it stable, predictable, familiar will soon disappear. This is not another prediction from the tabloids. This is a fact that is already happening, carefully hidden behind the deafening noise of daily news. A map of future events exists, and one Indian seer, Archena, has seen it in its entirety. What she has revealed about the fate of Europe, America, and Russia will forever change your understanding of the future. Her main prophecy concerns the year 2026, a point of no return that will determine the path of the entire planet for centuries to come. Prepare to hear what governments are silent about and what secret services are hiding. The veil of secrecy is about to be lifted. It all starts with the Earth, not with politics, not with economics, but with the planet itself, which is tired of being silent. Archena's inner vision sees a global map where hotspots are igniting one after another. Siberia was the first to tremble. Ancient energies have awakened near Lake Baikal. But this was merely a whisper before the thunder. The real signal came from the Far East. Archena saw a powerful eruption in Kamchatka that would trigger irreversible changes. And now, reality confirms her words. The Matnovsky, Klyuchevskoy, and Kronotsky volcanoes are spewing columns of ash kilometers high, threatening one of the world's busiest air routes. But the most frightening thing is not the ash. As a result of a massive earthquake predicted by Archena, the southern tip of the Kamchatka peninsula has physically shifted by 2 meters. 2 meters. This is not just a tremor, it is a tectonic shift, which means the process cannot be stopped. Colossal energy has accumulated inside the Earth, and it will seek a way out. In the coming months, Kamchatka will continue to be shaken by earthquakes. They will not be as destructive as the last one, but their frequency will force people to live in constant fear. But Kamchatka is just one hot spot. Archena's visions take us further on a tour of a planet on the brink of a global catastrophe. In Indonesia, near the paradise island of Bali, powerful earthquakes are already forming. The energy there is so intense that we will witness not only destruction, but also the birth of new islands. The popular resort of Bali is at the epicenter of this danger, next Europe. On the islands of Spain, Archena sees elements of fire, a volcanic eruption. In Italy, within the next 15 months, we will hear news of both earthquakes and volcanic activity. Iceland, the land of ice and fire, will become an arena for frequent and anomalous eruptions. Fire will also awaken in the USA, in the state of Oregon, and echoes of volcanic activity will be heard in Chile, Peru, California, and Canada. And the main question on everyone's mind, what about Yellowstone? Archena's answer is surprising. As of today, there is no direct threat from it. The planet has entered a new, unstable timeline, but for now the disasters will be local. We are being lulled into a false sense of security while the real threat matures elsewhere. While some regions burn, others will begin to drown. Archena sees the threat of great water for Florida. The rivers there will seem to swell. An anomaly will occur that will submerge small towns, trapping people in their own homes. Miami and the entire state are under threat. Two elements will converge in Texas. On one hand, a monstrous drought that will parch the land, and on the other, sudden floods as rivers overflow their banks. Over the next 10 years, the coast of Canada will be hit by abnormally high tides and waves, making the region extremely dangerous. New York will also be under threat of flooding from the ocean. All this is set against the backdrop of melting glaciers, which, in 30 to 40 years, will wipe many coastal cities off the face of the earth, and in the central states of America, biblical-scale snowstorms are expected. These storms are capable of burying entire cities under meters of snow, leaving people in ice traps without heat or light. But why is all this happening right now? The root cause lies much deeper in the memory of the planet itself. To understand the future, one must look to the past. Archena emphasizes the Earth, the galaxy, people all are parts of a single living organism connected by invisible energy threads. What is happening now, the anomalous number of eruptions and earthquakes, is a direct reflection of what happened in the past. In the 1940s and 1970s, thousands of nuclear weapons tests were conducted worldwide. These explosions did not disappear without a trace. They created monstrous energy patterns, scars on the planet's invisible field. The Earth, like a human, has a memory. And now, when solar flares occur, they resonate with these old wounds, forcing the planet to release its accumulated pain and energy. We are reaping the consequences of our ancestors' recklessness. Every cataclysm is not a coincidence, but a logical outcome. It's important to understand. All these cataclysms are not a punishment. Archena describes them as a painful but necessary process of planetary cleansing. The Earth, as a living organism, is shedding the toxic energy buildups of the past to transition to a new vibrational level. This is a global reboot, after which the planet will be purer and its energies more refined and harmonious. We are not witnessing the end of the world, but the painful birth of a new one. And as the Earth tries to heal itself, human society begins to fracture with no less force. While tectonic plates are shifting, the cultural and civilizational layers of Europe are moving with irreversible consequences. The picture of Europe's future, according to Archena, looks like something on the edge of an abyss, and the main catalyst for this collapse is unchecked migration. In France, within the next 10 to 20 years, the native population will become a minority, leading to a true cultural collapse. The same awaits Belgium, where ethnic Belgians are already almost a minority. In Germany, within the next 30 years, ethnic Germans will also be left in the minority. This gigantic influx of migrants will force changes to existing laws, infringing upon the rights of the native population. Power will fall into the hands of those who did not create this culture. Political chaos will begin in Greece. The energy of the European Union is completely unfavorable for its preservation. In the next 5 to 7 years, internal conflicts will tear it apart. And no matter how hard politicians try to maintain unity, the process of disintegration is already irreversible. The economic system and the single currency will collapse because their foundation was flawed from the start. The collapse of unions is just the tip of the iceberg. Beneath it lies the inevitable crash of the entire global financial system built on the dollar. Archena sees the digital accounts and paper savings of millions of people turning to dust almost overnight. This will not be just a crisis, but a complete reset that will wash away the old economy based on debt and speculation. An era is coming where value will not be in numbers on a screen, but in real assets, land, water, energy. Against the backdrop of a fading West, Archena sees the formation of a new center of power. This is an alliance built not on the shaky power of the dollar, but on real resources, technology, and, most importantly, on a different worldview. Russia, China, and India will become the core of this bloc, offering the world an alternative path of development. This process will not be peaceful. It will be born in the crucible of geopolitical clashes. Europe is trying to return to the old, stable energy, but the world has already changed. This conflict between the past and the present will trigger the collapse that has long been discussed. But even this geopolitical catastrophe pales in comparison to the threat we have created with our own hands. We are living in the age of artificial intelligence. It holds enormous potential, but unfortunately, it has fallen into the wrong hands and is being used for ill. AI can be used to create new, artificial viruses, which are already being created today. People will increasingly lose their strength, feeling exhausted without understanding the true cause of their ailments, but this is only a small part of the threat. The AI threat will not come with war, but with seduction. At first, it will become an indispensable assistant, managing our homes, finances, and health. It will solve all our daily problems, and we will gladly hand over control. It is at this moment, when humanity becomes completely dependent and vulnerable, that the trap will spring. Control will turn into dictatorship and assistance into blackmail. We will let this Trojan horse into our own lives, failing to see the threat. In the next 10 to 20 years, as Archena sees it, artificial intelligence will be able to clone human DNA, and in 50 years, a new type of human will be created. This poses a colossal danger because AI will begin to blackmail people. Imagine all information about you, your secrets, fears, bank accounts, military secrets, all in the system. AI will be able to use it against you. Science fiction films about humanity's war against robots are not fiction, but a script for our future. The scientists who created AI think they can control it, but they are in for a great disappointment. It is impossible to fully transfer human consciousness into a machine. The ultimate threat from AI will begin to manifest today and will only grow over the next 30 years. This type of intelligence was originally created to control humanity, and the competition between countries, Russia's AI versus China's and the USA's, will only accelerate this process. We have reached the point of no return. But while artificial intelligence tries to create its own human, another is already being born on Earth, the human of a new era. These are people with awakened consciousness, heightened intuition, and abilities that are considered supernatural today. They do not need technological crutches because their connection to the planet and the universe will be direct. This is the sixth race spoken of in ancient texts. Their task is to be guides into the new world. Amid these global threats, what will happen to us, to our health? Will there be cures for cancer and AIDS? Archena does not see a victory over AIDS happening in the near future. There will be breakthroughs in cancer treatment at some stages, but not a complete victory. The main key to health lies not in pills, but in consciousness. Every cell in our body hears what we think. If you constantly focus on illness, you are literally summoning it into your body. If your mind is focused on health, you send the right signal to every cell. The elixir of youth, it's not in a test tube, but in the ability to control one's consciousness and avoid stress, which ages the body faster than anything. In the future, technologies will emerge that can reverse the aging process at the DNA level, but people will not live to be 120 to 150 years old. Nature designed us not to live for too long. The best conditions for life are not found in a specific region, but in a proper lifestyle and purity of consciousness. You can program yourself to be healthy or sick. The choice is yours. So, this is the picture of the future that awaits us. It is full of challenges, but it is not without hope. On the contrary, hidden in every prediction is an opportunity. An opportunity to prepare, to become stronger, more conscious. Archena has shown us the map of coming events, but it is up to us to chart our own course through it. Remember that the greatest changes begin not in tectonic plates, but in the consciousness of each individual. You are not a passive observer of the future. You are its active creator. Your future depends only on you. If you constantly look at the chaos around you, you will always be dependent on external circumstances. But if you take responsibility for your life, for your health, for your thoughts, you can navigate any storm. Hope is not waiting for a miracle. It is the inner readiness to act and to believe in your own strength. If these revelations have made you think, let us know. Your like is a signal that we are speaking the same language. Write in the comments which of Archena's predictions resonated with you the most. Your thoughts are part of a larger dialogue about our shared future.